I am in a tranquil place, just outside Nagoya Castle, to talk about the war crimes of Zen Buddhism. Now, before anybody gets up in arms, just after 9/11, I believe a lot of Zen leaders did apologise for their role in World War II. So this isn't slander, but I will admit it's a very, very brief outline of what happened during the war. Anyway, in the West, Zen Buddhism seems a peaceful religion, but here in Japan it's had a long connection with the military. For instance, in the Middle Ages there was the Sohei, which was a brotherhood that operated very similar to the Crusaders in Europe. And they continue to have a very high status within society in Japan until after the Meiji Restoration, when Shintoism was made the state religion and Zen Buddhism was sort of persecuted, if you will. So Zen Buddhists became even more nationalistic, and this was apparent at the World Conference of Religions in 1893, when Zen priests were criticizing Buddhist monks for not taking part in the war against China, which they saw as moral. Then, in Japan's war against Russia, notable Zen leader Sohin said that the dead bodies were nothing like sheaths of bamboo sprout. And it was this mix of a complete disregard for life and nationalism which made it very dangerous in the 30s, which brings me to D.T. Suzuki, who was famous in the 60s for bringing Zen Buddhism over to America. He helped foster these ideas. For instance, he would say that a warrior is not responsible for killing a man, in fact it was the sword that did it, or the enemy for presenting himself what's responsible for the death. He took away all agency from the fighters. But he was by no means the worst Zen priest. I'm just highlighting him because he's probably the most famous. I wrote these names down so I won't forget them, but Hakan Yasutani, he advocated killing pretty much as many people as possible to rid the world of evil, and Anasaki Masahara, who believed that Japan was the only Buddhist nation left in the world, and it was their responsibility to spread outward and unite the world as one. They were just two of many who both supported the emperor and wars because they saw the wars as compassionate. They saw China, Korea and the likes as needing help and deteriorating, and these were honourable wars. And when they attacked the Americans, a Zen priest called Hata Isho was so excited that it happened on Buddha's birthday because he now saw this as a holy war against the West. So Zen Buddhism was instrumental in the empire building, I believe, especially here in Nagoya, because Nagoya was home of one of the largest aircraft manufacturing plants in Japan. So this is where the kamikaze pilots trained and departed from. And the complete disregard for life and removal of agency created the mentality that created these kamikaze pilots, if that makes sense.